Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for March 31st, 2022, also being timeless. Wherever you're catching this in time, this might be relevant or irrelevant or somewhere between the two. It's general collective. Don't force this to fit your life. You can always let it fall away. You can always ask questions about booking a private session, see what services I provide, look at pricing, see what might be right for you, time zones, availability, so on and so forth. Here we go. This is general collective. Again, don't force this to fit your life. What I'm seeing right here is somebody who they start a lot of things, but they don't finish a lot of things, if anything. And now here they go again, starting something else. They really are coming from a place of lack. This is ideas, but not necessarily plans. They don't know how to develop the plan on this yet. There was never any sort of bridge between point A and point B that was really taught with them. Either that or they simply don't really have the drive in any of this. I see a lot of reservations and it just feels something that is so unobtainable. They have, again, great ideas, not great execution on those ideas. I feel like they've never really been taken seriously in this. So they're kind of succumbing to that. I feel like they are the type of person who has in the past, a lot of the time, succumbed to a lack of seriousness, not from them, but from other people. They didn't have any of that support, so it gets to a point of, why even bother? Why do I keep doing this? Why is this happening? You know, I have a lot of dreams, I have a lot of ambitions. Why can't this happen for me? And then it's a whole matter of, all right, what do I have to sacrifice? So if this is you or somebody that you're dealing with, this might be the tale of what's going on. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You expect this to be 100% at the very get-go of it. It's not going to happen. There needs to be room for negotiations and compromise. It's not rejection, it's a redirection in this aspect. So if you're getting a no, how can you approach this in a different way? What is something that you can compromise on or negotiate the terms of? So if this is something that you truly have a passion for, I think it took a long time for you to find whatever this passion was in your life. Again, that could lead to a lot of why things started and never quite got to the finishing point in your life. You didn't have a passion for it, you thought it was just how it was supposed to go. This you do have a passion for, but now to close it, to get to, I think, the final outcome, you need to be committed. What's your inspiration in this? What excites you about it? I don't care if this is a relationship. I don't care if this is a career path, life direction. This is what you want. How are you going to make it happen? What about you? Are you going to have to negotiate, not because it's inferior, but because it's so authentic to you that you can't not take this with you? Something to consider. First off, I want you to consider that maybe what it is that you feel that you have to negotiate isn't a negotiation at all. It's more along the lines of being proud about it and not feeling like it's something that you have to apologize for. I think that's probably something that has held you back from a lot of the things that you had initially started and couldn't finish, because you're like, oh, they can't know this, they can't see this, it's not going to be good. So let's see. Why the impulse? Why aren't you ready? Okay, so hang on. Okay. Intimidation. Who are you trying to impress? Like, even if it's not somebody in your active life, who are you trying to get the pat on the back, the thumbs up, the get-go from them? I see that these people are really important to you. You going after their approval on this, that is the shadow work. because the approval isn't even enough in this. There's still an apology that is being made in that seeking of approval. And it's this constant you making up for something that you do not need to make up for. This is absolutely bizarre. It's a huge magnified feeling of being made to feel not inferior, but kind of like a joke. Like this is just a phase. Ugh. So what I'm seeing is, check your why behind what it is that you're doing. Whoever you are seeking this approval from, you're going to be glad that you didn't need it in the end. This is about you. What you want is absolutely fulfilling, but the hurdle is to overcome whatever it is that you need to release, the shadow work, to get to the Two of Cups energy. So I kind of want to look at the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. We're going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle. You always went back in the past. It's not going to work. Chop wood. It was just major distractions. Whatever it was that you would often go back to, that vicious cycle in your life, it was just a distraction. Just because it came back together doesn't mean that it was it for you. Look at what came out. In regard to this, you couldn't stay on that same path. It would feel comfortable for a solid minute before fate decided to step in again, make you feel uncomfortable. Think that you, just to make things easier on yourself, took most of the blame. There's an unfair distribution of blame and accountability in here. And I think that it's because the other party was unstable, chaotic, borderline frightening. So the building blocks is in reverse, talking about you need to think outside of the box. You need to see where the cracks in your foundation are. What you consider to have been a weakness in your life is actually a major asset. And it's going to be part of this foundation, the awareness and the follow of it, if this makes any sense. You're not ready to begin until you face this about yourself. And face this about the people that it used to involve with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse where it couldn't work. Because when you face that, that's when the new life can be it can begin, going into the not the Two of Cups, the Sun card. So tell me about the Sun card. Ooh, two cards just fell out. Poised and flexible. The energy is going to be really high. I see you doing almost a dead sprint in this, but Spirit is very quick to tell you, hey, I get that you're excited and happy and you have every right to be this happy, but don't forget to count your blessings and appreciation, or show appreciation. It's this whole thank, Spirit, Source, God, whatever you want. Like thank, be able to show gratitude in this. All right. Time for a nap. This is going to be going with commitment. This is going to be something that continues all day, every day, even in your sleep. The excitement on you is, without question, visible. Yang. It's time for you to kick up the momentum. Start talking about this, start talking about the commitment, start talking about your ideas with it. Not everybody is going to be able to be part of this with you, and I want you to be able to not let everybody be part of this and not let it be left with hurt feelings. This is more about a solo journey for you and finding your peace in this than having everybody on board with it. Again, your confidence and your commitment is going to be the outcome and going to be the indicator of how this is successful for you. regeneration. And I feel like that's it for this particular deck. Milk. Ooh. Oh, okay. So milk and honey. And happy, happy. Life is not meant to be this complicated for you, so the fact that it's always been hitting a dead end or falling through on plans, that's what's coming to an end. And what's being regenerative in your life is the fact that everything that does come to you does come easy, and it can make you happy, and that this life is about finding that pure, unbridled happiness. Commitment and continuously working on it, doing this even in your sleep, is not an indicator of this being hard. It is an indicator of it being constant. That's in itself very exciting. Kind of nerve-wracking though, because if you're not completely stringing yourself out working on it, what are you doing? Huh. What I see is your life actually reconnecting. I feel like this is going to have you reconnecting with not a higher caliber. It's not about caliber. It's going to have you be reconnecting with people who are just as driven and powerful as you. So you might be getting some sort of networking coming in this. I see new people coming in, and I see you actually opening up to them. This isn't something that you have to let go of or be afraid to let go of. There's a stressor with it though. What's that? The stressor is getting over this idea that you're going to be stuck and that it's going to take you sheer willpower to get through it. The people who are coming into your life that are coming in for networking and or some form of a connection to you, it's going to be completely detached. There is a major sense of freedom that is going in with them. So then we have this: take care of you first. When you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat. Well, it says today, but this is just in general, such as massage, bath salt, or pedicure. And then we have the Archangel Raphael and Sonia. So this is actually being guided by a loved one who has crossed over or who is from a very different time of your life, who you guys probably don't speak anymore, but this is like, you know, how much they are proud of you. You are getting the encouragement from them. This is encouragement from distance, and this is also taking the weight off of you. Some of you actually might be having weight fluctuations go on right now, and this is actually in your benefit. So what I'm seeing is whatever you are changing in your body right now, this is working towards the it feels like the overall health of it. Like I almost feel like the joints are even I know that this is so weird. This is so weird to say this right now, but it's like lubrication to the joints, like WD-40 for the joints. So your body is going through a major healing process, whether you need nutrients or if you need to morph your diet and exercise to something that's healthier for you. So why am I talking about this? Oh, because the stress of the failure of the last situation caused a major ailment on your body. Either that or it's continuously strung out in fight or flight mode, but your body is in the recovery stages, and you need to take very good care of it right now. Okay. Ascension. Ooh, we got the Lovers upright. Communication is coming in. These major life choices that you are making, you're not going to be, you're not going to get away from them. You're not going to want to get away from them. It's not this fear of leaving a circus of sorts. It's about you and having ultimate control over it and being at the baby steps of whatever this journey is and knowing that this is going to stem long term. So what are some things that you need to watch out for at the beginning of this? Again, this is what I'm looking at in this new beginning, this ascension. Whoop, sorry. Whoop. Integrity. Crown chakra. Parents. Shield yourself. And God box. So what I'm seeing is this is in regard to somebody who is crossed over that you looked up to, who's an elder on the other side, who is telling you that what you need to watch out for are energies that drain you and that feel entitled of your energy, your time, your efforts, that play off of your integrity. So you may have a lot of people asking a lot of you and a lot of questions. And you may have this nervousness about saying no in this new venture, because it is a new venture and you're trying to build some sort of either a rapport, a reputation, some form of an intimate connection. This is saying turn all of those fears into a prayer and put them in your God box. God, Allah, spirit, source, energy, batteries, I don't know, I don't care, whatever you believe in. This is talking about go to that source and start working your anxieties through this particular energy, or, you know, whatever your resources are. But also know when something is taking advantage of the situation with you, even though you're trying to establish some sort of a reputation and standard. Don't let yourself be taken advantage of. And this is telling you to trust your gut and trust your mind when you're saying this. You denying your gut instincts in the past is part of what caused the physical ailments with you, whether it's indigestion or worse. So this is talking about work through prayer with this, and also, again, use your resources. What are some healing aspects that are going to be coming into play? First off, you're taking control and leaving a stressful situation behind. You're going to be actually listening to your body now. If something doesn't sit right, doesn't feel right, you are not going to pretend that it is right, and you are going to call it out. We have these, and hold on. Okay, so these. Sunlight, have faith, stay positive, alternative medicine, ask your body for a message. So this is keeping life simple, and I guess it's living in a more down-to-earth, consistent, not minimalist, but simple life. It's telling you to indulge in the simplicity of life right now and enjoy the positive energy and the grounding energy that this can have for you. I see that this is giving you the more clear mind and best path for your personal well-being. And I think that it's putting you into tune with not only yourself, but the energy that's around you. I weirdly feel like this is illuminating your path even more. So that's the healing that's coming into play. You're going to find really a new, more simple way to live. All right. So what are some final cards from the Rider-Waite that you need to know? What's the outcome of this? Focus. And a huge compromise is going to be coming in. Oh, thank God. Negotiations are going to be huge. And look, there's a sense of financial loss. What is that? Compromise? There's a loss. Okay, the loss is leading to a win. So it's not the income that you would have expected, or the resourcefulness, or the abundance, or the materialistic gain that you would have initially expected. This is the pullback before it goes into an even bigger success. So if you're not seeing the payoff that you feel that you are due, owed, know that it's on its way right after this, but to push for that big either emotional or financial payout right now is going to screw you completely. All right. This is going to lead to a sense of instability with you or somebody else, but I want you to know that it's not an excuse to hold yourself back. I want you to stay the path on this. What's coming about in this, and the lack of payoff from the initial get-go in this, it's not to be an excuse, and it's not going to be something that gets to hold you back. It's the judgment. How do you deal when things go in a different road, or when there is an intervention with it, or a divine intervention? So when you prove that you're not going to lose your crap and you're not going to become a bossy brat, that's when you have the King of Pentacles. I'm not calling you a bossy brat, let me just say that. This is more keeping your wits about you and not letting your emotions run the show or run the best of you. Because if that happens, then you're going to actually relearn the lesson again, and you don't need to go down that road. So this is talking about learning how not to take minor steps as an insult or some sort of a failure, and not think that people have it out for you, that the worst is coming into play. Look at what this can do for creativity and time constraints, and see the victory in the end with this. I see the pull back, but then I see the financial or the stable victory, and it's leading to something that's going to continuously grow even when I think you're sleeping. So my dear, whatever the setback is going to be the snowball effect rolling down and creating this massive effect in your life that is very positive. And I hope I use that saying correctly. If not, anyways, it's just whatever the setback is going to lead to an even bigger victory, but you have to see it for the potential that it is and stay committed and stay the path and follow suit. So this, again, have faith in people and trust that the biggest outcome is yet to come. The best outcome is yet to come. All right, so this has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for March 31st, 2022, also being timeless. So again, if you have questions about booking a session, seeing what services I provide, see what prices are, discounts, what might be right for you, time zones, availability, go ahead and find me on the social platforms and send me a DM. And again, my new Instagram is no underscores, no punctuations of any sorts, no spaces. It's just at raisingsabak@gmail. So stay in touch, and until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. So if you've come across this, it looks like there's a challenge in the relationship. It looks like somebody is rude, pushy, aggressive even. And I feel like you are doing your best to stay playful, optimistic. You guys are really at odds right now, and you guys have a lot of choices that you have to make. So this, we have the High Priestess in reverse. This is what I'm looking at, by the way. That you know that this is coming up ahead. You felt you guys getting to some sort of either pivotal point or milestone. But you guys have some pretty big decisions that you have to make, and you don't quite know what you're going to do. It feels like too emotionally involved to really trust the intuition right now. There could be a lot of projection happening in this connection, and I do feel like it is all triggering wounds from the previous relationship or childhood stuff, and it's coming up to be healed right now. But the good thing is, it is coming up to be healed right now. So it seems like it's divine timing as far as what you're dealing with, and it's telling you not to be impulsive. So here, yes, you have decisions that you have to make, but don't make anything in this second, because I think there's something that needs to be revealed, and I kind of want to look at that. Let's see. Let's go. Somebody who has to work on themselves. Somebody has to tell the truth. I don't think that anybody was actively lying. Oh. What I see is we have the King of Cups in reverse. This is an emotional issue. Clearly, it's dealing with relationships. I feel like somebody doesn't quite know what to do with their life, and they're afraid of saying that to you. They're afraid that you're going to leave them. And you know what? It feels like their family, whether it's birth or their constructed family, left them already. But I see that this can actually be hopeful for you guys. This person is at the beginning stages of their ascension. Now, as with any connection reading, I don't care what's the cards say. If it's abusive, toxic, or illegal, get away from it. But I see that whoever this is involving, who's having the breakdown, they have some people that they need to cut away. If these are codependent connections in their life, and they're about to be knocked into what seems to be their fated path. So then you'll be able to make the decisions. Somebody's really struggling to come out of themselves, come out of their shell. I see that this is a real clashing of personalities. It feels like you being made to be somebody else. It's a projection of that, but also their personal personalities clashing with this. I see this as a very important relationship in your life, deep soul contract here. So I think that you are almost wearing the mask of whoever has hurt this person. And I see that you guys deeply care about each other, so nobody is necessarily jumping ship. Again, disclaimer, if any connection in your life is toxic, abusive, illegal, get away from it. I don't care what the cards say, but if it's not any of those things, you guys are really having to learn from each other, because they're used to dealing with a lot of manipulation and abrasive, abusive energy, and you might even be used to that too. I see a lot of learning how to deal with each other and not knowing how to deal with each other, because all you or them are used to is learning to deal with punishment. So you guys are really tiptoeing around each other. You guys really can create something different here. You guys don't have to experience the same pains that you guys have lived through in the past. I see that there's somebody who's incredibly angry and somebody who's trying to keep a level head. And I feel that it's the Queen of Wands right here who's trying to keep the level head. And we have the Emperor in reverse, who is just completely on this huge tirade. It's overwhelming, and I see that you guys have to kind of treat this like it's a baby, really foster it, nurture it, care for it. And what's behind this bad boy again? Okay. So again, if this isn't toxic, abusive, or illegal, I see you guys really pushing through the challenges and the projections of this. It feels like there's a lot of willpower from both parties, and it feels like this is something that has a level of control in your life. Maybe not a debilitating control over you, but it feels like something that you just don't want to or can't let go of. It's very passionate, what I'm feeling here. So this is going to take a long time for you guys to learn each other and unlearn the pains that you guys have had in either a previous relationship or previous situations in your life. You guys have to learn that the punishment stops, and you guys aren't here to really hurt each other. So what's the final card for this? Yeah, this is going to really take time. You guys are going to be walking on eggshells. It's going to be dipping your toes in. Just take this as slow as possible. It's going to be one hurdle after another, but I think that you guys think that this is really worth it. Well, when you know what, fate is really throwing itself in your life. So we have blessed. Everything just seems to be happening all at once, as if by magic itself without your hand in it. That can sometimes be really good, but right now I see you freaking out because you have either a group or a situation in your life that you're losing complete control over, and I see that you want to have a breakdown over it, and you might actually be having a breakdown over it. You are too close to the epicenter of this to understand what's going on. Just because you can fit in with what's familiar does not mean that that's where you belong. You don't belong there, and you got to think in the long term. What do you want for yourself? Think of the big picture. This is not comfortable, but this is what you need to start your life in the direction that you are meant to be. So Spirit is telling you, please be unafraid with this. You're ready to jump in. Spirit is coming in as your guide, and it really needs you to, I think, learn to let go. If not through fear, have the courage to let go through that fear and let yourself be carried through this. So this is a really higher power that is coming in. Oy, one more card. The truth be told is, don't hide your pain away from this. That's going to be help in you processing it, because I think there's a lot of disillusion that needs to occur. What you think is going on is not really what is going on from the parties involved. It's falling away for a greater purpose. You need to be very clear with how this is making you feel and why, because there's, again, projection coming from you and from them, and everybody in this feels like a victim. It's time for you to start taking charge of your life and doing this for yourself. And I can't stress this enough. You're ready, but Spirit needs you to step up. You're here for a very high power and purpose, and it's not going to let you go just to stay comfortable. You have to get ready with being uncomfortable. Major lessons coming into play right now. So let's see. Messages from your angels wants to say, it's safe for you to be powerful. Know that you are powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. Schooling, studying, education help your life's purpose in general and personal growth at this time. Angels will guide you with this process. You are confused because you do not have enough information. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. No conditions are unfavorable right now. Wait and look for other options and ask the angels to help, comfort, and guide you. You're at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort and guide you into the next step. Happiness awaits you now. You're a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others, help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. So no, things are not favorable right now. Things are downright uncomfortable. But the thing is, you are here to be powerful. You are here to take control over your life. You're here to not fade away into the background. So you are being pushed through circumstances, which I don't think that you anticipated, to be put in the front row, the leading position, the front lines. And it seems like you are doing this despite your best efforts to get away from it. It just seems to always put you in the spotlight. So Spirit is saying, listen, I know that this is freaking you out. I know that this is uncomfortable. Get over it. And they're kind of heartless like that. It's not heartless, but it's tough love. So you're at the end of a cycle. You've done the prep work unto this point, and now you have to learn to be on stage and have people watching you in a very figurative way. Some of you literal. So what are you going to do with these conditions right now? You're a spiritual teacher, so I want you to gather up as much information about your experience as possible and start helping others in their process. You're here to help guide other people who have been through what you have been through, and your story is one that you need to be proud of despite all of its flaws or pains or anything that you think that you could be ashamed of. The thing that you need to realize is if you have a breath in your body, if there is a memory of you in your life, then there is a skeleton in your closet, and your skeletons are not going to be something that holds you to a prisoner of life. That is not a life sentence for you. I want you to share your story and be proud of it. There's nothing that you need to hide. And I know that sounds easier said than done, but trust me. There's things that have been out of your control, and you did the best with the options that you had in front of you. And it's going to take time, but it's going to be a major payoff for you. And that cycle that you walked away from, the one that you are intimidated about sharing, that's never going to occur. And nobody's going to get to hold that against you in this new chapter of your life. You're here to be a teacher of resilience and perseverance, not a cautionary tale. Okay, this is going to be a message from a loved one who has crossed over. So if you are being pulled to this and listen, this might be from your loved one. It's usually the first one that comes to mind. If it's not anyone coming to mind, it's probably just from your spirit guide, but you need to hear this message right now. So listen with an open heart and an open mind. If you don't want to hear me talk, here's one, and there's two. So you have a unique purpose and destiny that only you can fulfill. But first you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experience, whatever form it takes. Your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present to all life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd, listening to your soul. You are special as much as you are also paradoxically one with the world. Individual, yet part of the great whole. Both humans have led you to this, both truths have led you to this moment where we are saying you are on the right track. Even if your ego doesn't see that, listen to your soul, check in with spirit, and keep going. The simple yet powerful law of cause and effect means that everything is in relationship. Every action on earth has a consequence. Even in the spirit world, there's a consequence for every action taken on your behalf. Right now, you're facing conditions that are set in motion by past events. Consequences are coming into being in your favor. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition will pay off. If something is a little off or uncertain, know that whatever you are facing, you can step beyond it just by using your imagination and acting on that instead of reacting to what is being presented. Everything you think, everything that you do has far-fetched, far-reaching reverberations in the web of life. Move to higher ground and have faith that what goes around comes around. The universe is always self-correcting anyways. Isn't that amazing? So Spirit is telling you not to get hung up on the details of what has happened, and that there is no landing point for you, but all these pit stops on your journey of your soul. So this is saying that everything that has happened is, well, it is in relationship with itself. You give and you get. So you have to actually open up the flow with that. This is the second take I had to do on this. It wasn't feeling right in what I was saying before. Somebody was able to make you compromise your integrity and not follow your gut. It was this really wolf in sheep's clothing in your life. You had this gut feeling about them, and you knew this from the start, but the face that they put on, the mess that they wore, like, how could this have happened? I do see that you will not be paying the ultimate price. I think that you already did, but this brought out a new aspect of your personality. So let's see, this actually strengthened what seems to be your gift. I feel like this is probably at reading people. So this, I see that you are breaking away from them. I see that you are not going to involve yourself in their life. I see that this is no longer you holding yourself back for the pleasantries of others. I think that you're not afraid to rustle any feathers. What has it done you in the past? You're not afraid of upsetting anybody, and honestly, super proud of you. I do feel like your kind nature was exploited and taken advantage of. I think that this took away any sense of being naive out of your life. It was kind of like a shock to the system. So this is what we're looking at. What is this going to lead you to? Oh, first off, you need to recover from this, because this is not going to be your life story. You're not going to be somebody's doormat. And that in itself, knowing that you'll never be that person, is enough to celebrate right here. Know that you'll never be taken advantage of again. We have this. You're actually going to be very curt, to the point of being uncomfortable with yourself at times. And I see that you will be dealing with very high sensitivity, intuitive sensitivity. All right, it's only going to get more intuitive for you. So what I see here is a feeling like you almost escaped some sort of a matrix in your life. I know, it's like you woke up and like, oh my God, I can't go back to sleep. Yeah, you're not gonna. So we have, let's see. Karma is completely paid off, and I see that whoever has exploited your kindness and took advantage of you, they are going to actually have a face put to the name, or the name put to the face, however you want to look at it. And I also have this in regard to them. So they stand to lose a lot in your life, but you have to decide if this is going to be worth the reward at the end of it. So you're going to have the willpower to get through it, but you have to decide how you want this to affect these people afterwards, because this was incredibly painful to you. What's going to happen?